As a collective, how are we supposed to get over it? And we know what it is as our with our history of as FBAs in this country. I'm stumbling on my words. I apologize in advance with that. Seriously though, I took a momentary pause there. How are we supposed to get over it when crap like this occurs? Just happened in 2024, and people keep saying that these incidences are far less, and you're very right. In comparison to the past centuries, we don't get as much of this as we did. So the basics of it is these kids did this online, made verbal threats, and come to find out they were targeting two specific kids of color. It did not say their race. Okay. I was having a conversation with two guys I like to choke and joke with at my old job because my old employer is next door to my new one and my current job. And I go talk to them. And one of them, we had this conversation today because I recorded this on the 15th of March, but y'all will see it much later. Because by now this story is probably spread and most of our FBAs know about it. It was two guys, one black and one white. And the black guy brought this up and the white guy agreed. Not that race should matter, but come on, in this case, it was made about race. So we're going to go there. The black guy made a profound statement about social media in general, in which he said when these young kids do stuff like this, they assume that when they film it and put it online or post certain pictures or post certain memes or certain recordings, they're just naive enough to think that it's not going to travel, that it doesn't resonate with them, that when you put something online is the World Wide Web. They think it's just going to stay between their little enclave and no one else is going to catch it. As naive as this sounds, a twinge of that is true. Because there are people who are just that, who lack that much self-awareness. But in this case, you knew of two kids that were of color. That's all the article would say. That you wanted to target. And I think most of them were suspended, but two were charged. So there must be ringleaders. See, I used to be one of those passive type black people that's like, we've made a lot of strides. And see, stories like this reaffirm a creeping feeling I've had since a little bit before COVID. Well, way before COVID. We really haven't. You're living in a century right now that there's been no slavery or Jim Crow, but there's been hint at slavery still, and that certain things need to be brought back, like that guy from BlackRock talking about some let's recolonize Africa. Has he lost his rabbit mind? Y'all know who I'm talking. I can't think of that idiot's name. You don't want the Chinese there, but you want to recolonize. This is the climate that we're in right now. And lots of people know I'm no fan of politicians. I'm no fan of Robinette in particular. But darn, I'll be darned if he wasn't right when he said certain people want us back in chains. And the thing is, when you're that young, you were born in this century, and this century is all you know, and you still perpetuate that publicly, or perpetuate this mess publicly. You are all in out saying that this crap is okay. Not only that, we all know that this stuff is taught at home. They got this from somebody. Now, on to the reason that I think Another reason that may tick some FBAs off why they did it. You know, lots of people who post stuff like this lose out on job opportunities, lose out on getting into colleges, right? Lose out on a lot of things, or any kind of schools or trades or whatever. They lose something. It's been harder for teens to get jobs, so I don't know about that. Lose out on internships, everything. You go viral and post something that is as unfortunate as the article, you stand to lose. The reason I think that they could go ahead and put this up and not consider the repercussions of why they did it is because whoever they are acquainted with as kids, whatever circles they run in, are so affluent that they're never going to have to worry about anything. So it's easy to do this cowardly stuff when you realize you're not going to have to take accountability. And look, I'm not referring to all white people. There's such thing as poor white people whom it's hard to pull up and move up. You don't do stuff like this unless you are already set well enough in life to where the people you are talking about oppressing can in no way retaliate against you because you got enough money. Now, kudos to Massachusetts for getting them and taking care of this. And I know some misguided person, oh, they're really young and they just, it's like you said, they really was not aware that it was going to get outside of their circles. You put it up on the World Wide Web, boo-boo. Why you think they named it WWW, the World Wide Web? What do we think we're doing right now? What do y'all think this is? We look stupid? See, I'm the type person that I'm glad this type of person shows you who they are. Because now that it's on the web, you can't escape that without any form of going and redeeming yourself and taking it back, which they won't. Because to be that young, somebody taught them that behavior was okay. And I could just be darn near wrong that they're not wealthy, because that's the assumption I'm making. Wealth or not, they have ironclad enough attention from somebody or somebodies who are adults, and networks and connections enough that they know they were going to get by with this. And as I've been telling my people, just be careful and let's form better networks. Because what you know don't matter in cases like this. It's who you know and how you can circumnavigate it even when you're in the wrong.